Previously on Road to Recovery.
I just want what is best for me, as everyone should, and you should understand that, because you guys want what's best for you. Same here.
Ego is what hurt Francis Ngannou.
But the morning of UFC 270, Ngannou described a series of events that happened leading up to heading to the arena, starting with a text message.
Ooh, oh, you guys want the goods. Okay.
I think 3 years ago, after I fought Junior Dos Santos, that's where I started having new contract proposal. I didn't want any of that because, like, I wanted to fight out my contract. Yeah, and then after that, get the best value that I can possibly have out in the new contract.
It's no secret that after Francis's first fight with Stipe, there must have been some disconnect between UFC and Francis, right? And there's multiple stories out there. Obviously, you guys can go, read the articles or watch the interviews of what was said by Dana, what was said by his old coach, Fernan. But in knowing Francis and collecting those kind of pieces, I think the friction really started after that fight.
Hey, Francis in the back here. Obviously disappointing tonight, but you were able to climb the heavyweight rankings pretty quick. Do we think is the best of Francis Ngannou still to come?
Of course. Kind of like feel like I was being frozen because I didn't want to sign that contract. So was having fight like every after 10 months or more. And I do believe that it was because of those contract situations, because every time that I was talking about fight, they would bring up the contract. A lot of things get involved, and it became more than just that.
So to make matters even more interesting, the morning of UFC 270, I get some pretty racist text and a little bit threatening. And listen, it was from my burner phone, right? But it was sad to see that it's gotten to this point, right? And I don't know who it was. Whoever it was is, to me, a racist coward, and probably afraid, and in that what could have happened, which did happen, and Francis, being in the position that he's in today. But it's unfortunate, it's no place in it for society, no place in it for the sport that we love.
We spoke to Markel this morning about this. I want to talk about what I feel is like the kind of the peak or the climax of the tension between both sides, and talk about the text message that morning of the fight.
No, I think we have seen enough.
To add on to the drama, later on in that day, we're literally getting dressed to go to the arena. I get an email, from UFC, kind of a legal letter, maybe a threat to sue. But at the time, it was just, call it a coincidence, but the timing of it was so interesting to us. I remember showing it to Francis, like, hey bro, I'm not gonna keep anything from you, so listen, this is what I just got. I don't even know if they're gonna let me back into the arena or backstage. because I've had issues in the past. And, in true Francis fashion, he's just like, so, like, let them sue. Let them, like, sue for what,
They will fight so hard for it, just for you to be free. They don't want you to be free. Then as I realized that it was a goal, I'm like, I will be free no matter what. Like, the price of freedom is never too much.
For him to, not listen to the noise. And it was all noise. It was all the negativity, all the bullshit. You know what I mean? That's uncalled for and unnecessary, right? Like, talk about business after. Talk about business way before. But when this guy, and this is just my vantage point, when this guy is, backs against the wall, contractual nonsense going on, he's literally, he has a torn ACL, right? Last fight of the contract, old history with his old coach and former teammate. It's a lot, right? Like, and that's why, like, I love this sport still and have so much respect for fighters, because I can't even imagine what it takes to walk into a cage, right, an octagon, and fight on the largest stage against the biggest and baddest people on the planet, right? And we want to talk about contracts like 24 hours before his fight or the day of his fight. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Like, you're not going up to LeBron James and talking about a contract before, game 7 of the finals. You're not doing it, right? But this is the crazy sport that we're in. And, needless to say, it was just a wild fight week. A crazy fight day. And at the end of it all, Francis was victorious. At the end of it all, we as a team was victorious.